Hey everybody, Andrew Love here with High Noon, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 key ingredients that you need in order to kick porn out of your life for good and to have what we call sexual integrity. These are 5 non-negotiable things that you have to have. You can completely, any single one of you, implement them in your life. It takes effort, but it's absolutely worth it. If you want to go from being a slave to being a free person, a person with a free mind, heart, and soul, then you need to have these 5 key ingredients. If you're really curious about what these are, let's get into it. Let's go. Hey everybody, Andrew Love here, like I said, and I've been a part of High Noon since the very beginning. I've traveled around the world with the team. We've spoken to countless people. We've helped people go from being slaves to porn and to sexual problems to being totally free people. And we've noticed a pattern again and again, regardless of what your background and your ethnicity and your race and your religion and all that, it doesn't matter. If you are a human being and you're watching this, you need these 5 main components in order to achieve total freedom. Are you wondering what they are? Are you curious? Are you just like, Andrew, shut up and tell me? Before I just blurt it out and you write them down and say, okay, done, I'm out. Let me just caution you, this takes effort, okay? In order to live a certain lifestyle that you haven't lived, meaning free from porn, free from masturbation, free to create the life that you want, you're going to have to adopt certain skills. We consider these 5 things to be 5 virtues that need constant maintenance. They're like muscles. You don't go to the gym once and say that you're fit for the rest of your life. You have to maintain a certain level of fitness. What you'll see with porn, especially these type of behavioral addictions, is that although you might think you're free and you've quit for a month, 2 months, even sometimes a year, it can keep on coming back because there's layers to why you do what you do. And if you maintain these 5 areas of your life with total conviction and diligence, what you'll see is that porn just becomes less of an option because you're so engaged in your life that it doesn't even make sense anymore. So without further ado, here they are. Honesty, accountability, grace, integrity, and courage. Again, let me do a little bit of a deep dive into each one of those so that you can understand their value and how to implement them in your life. Starting with honesty. Okay, honesty is, again, it's a lifestyle. It doesn't mean just being honest and telling people what your favorite color is and forcing people to listen to your opinions on this and that. No, honesty means first, being honest with yourself. What do you really want in life? And what do you not want in your life? You have to first understand that within yourself. A lot of us are a part of a life that we're not really proud of because we're too afraid to look at what we really want in life, and we're too afraid to admit where we've gone wrong, where we've screwed up. If you make it a habit of first being honest with yourself and then to the divine, to God, to Allah, to Buddha, whatever you call it, but the thing that lives beyond you, and there definitely is something that creates the energy that allows us to perpetuate life as we do on this planet and in this cosmos. So whatever your relationship with that thing is, to have some sort of communication, to be honest with the world outside of you, insubstantially through prayer and substantially through talking to people. Okay, so to be honest with yourself, God or the divine, and to be honest with other people. So honesty really is 3-dimensional when you're honest with yourself, with other people, and with God. So that allows you the freedom to, if you've screwed up, just to simply say, I've screwed up, or I'm off course, or I've deviated from the plan. Without judgment, without accusation, you just simply say it. And that gives you the opportunity to stop veering off course and to figure out, well, what do you really want? Without admitting that you're not leading the life that you want, you will never be able to get back to the life that you choose. The second thing is accountability. Accountability is super important because you cannot get out of a bad habit by yourself. Every single addiction program or healing program involves at least one other person, if not a group of other people to be accountable to. And that means that you learn how to say the things that you want and when you're off course. It involves both. Accountability doesn't just mean telling somebody every time you've made a mistake. That's not a very healthy relationship because you'll start to associate mistakes with accountability. No, accountability also means to be accountable to all the things you want in life. So what are your goals? To have somebody substantially that you can go to and say, here's what I want to accomplish in the next month or 2 months or 3 months. And then, tracking that progress and say, hey, today I did exactly what I wanted to do. Hey, a good accountability partner celebrates that victory with you. And then also, if you've made a mistake or if you veered off course, that you say, yeah, I veered off course today. And that accountability partner might be able to ask you some questions that allow you the opportunity to figure out what went wrong, why did it go wrong, and how to get back on track. You cannot do this all in your head. We create all sorts of weird patterns in our mind that are counterproductive, and they cause us to just spin in circles and repeat the same mistakes. But you break that pattern the moment you start to involve somebody else, because even just talking about it is so empowering because you can hear yourself. And if you've been lying to yourself up here, when it comes out of your mouth, you can feel it a little bit more like, oh, that's not really true. What am I talking about? So accountability allows you the chance to see who you really are, and if you have any blind spots, you might be able to get feedback from somebody who's outside of your mind and your body to give you a different, wider perspective. Grace, okay? Grace is super important, and this is, again, a two-way street. Grace is learning how to receive forgiveness so that you can forgive other people and yourself. You see, a lot of really good people are so bad at receiving compliments, at receiving gifts. They just want to save the world, but they don't want to be noticed. Actually, that's not healthy. In order to let good things flow, they must flow to you and through you. That means that if you mess up, if you've gone astray, if you have goals but you fail to meet them, you have to be able to allow yourself to be forgiven. Otherwise, you'll just torture yourself every time you screw up. And with porn, you can imagine, okay, I'm gonna quit, and then you end up watching porn again. If you do this enough times, you start to really hate yourself. And this creates this darkness, and you stay stuck in this cave that you've made. So the only way to come out of this cave is to come into the sunlight. And that sunlight is forgiveness, it's love. And that will give you the opportunity to see beyond your mistakes again. So you need to learn how to receive forgiveness, and then you'll be effective at giving forgiveness to other people. Because again, a lot of us, we're good people and we love other people to be happy, but you cannot give what you don't have. So if you see somebody in your life who's stuck in some sort of addiction or self-destructive habit and you want them to stop, well, guess what? You have to receive forgiveness and then you can offer it freely to them. Integrity is the next one, okay? That's the fourth one here. Integrity is when basically two things become one. If a bridge has integrity, it means that the pieces all work together to form the end goal, the result, which is a structurally sound bridge. If a bridge is out of integrity, it means that there's something wrong with it and it will likely break in the future. And the same is true with our life. If we're out of integrity with our word, if our actions and our words deviate from each other, you're gonna run into disaster. Your life is not going to be sustainable. You're going to have crisis. So in order to build integrity, it means learning how to think and say and do the same things. I want to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. I woke up at 5 a.m. We are rewarded with a bunch of great chemicals in our brain when we do the things that we say we're gonna do. It gives us a sense of accomplishment, rightfully so. So learning how to have integrity is first of all having a clear enough mind to say what it is that you want to your accountability partner and living up to the things that you're gonna say. I wanna give a caveat because if you're totally out of integrity, which a lot of people are when they're struggling with porn, they want to go from 0% integrity to 100%, just like that. Just like, okay, I'm gonna quit. And the second that they screw up, they end up feeling terrible about themselves and then they quit trying to quit. This is not the way to go about it. You have to understand that integrity, just like the other categories, is a muscle. So you have to go from 0% to 1 and 5 and 10% and 20 and 40 and 50 and 70 and 100%. But it's this gradient level of ability that you're creating. But just like this bridge analogy, if you have a bridge with integrity, then it can take you from this side of the bridge to this side of the bridge. And integrity in our life allows us from being where we're at now to getting to where we want to go with our goals, with our hopes and our dreams. You cannot get there without integrity. So it is a skill worth investing in. So the last one is courage. Now, courage is all about having the courage to be honest. It takes courage to fess up when you've made a mistake. even with yourself, to say, I screwed up. It takes courage to look at yourself honestly and to be honest with other people. It takes courage to ask somebody to be accountable to. Ask somebody for help. Say, hey, listen, I'm struggling with porn. Can you be my accountability partner? That takes courage. It takes courage to allow yourself to be forgiven, because we want to stay stuck in our little cave of sadness, but it takes courage to come out of that and to receive love and forgiveness. And it takes courage to admit when you're out of integrity and to work on building your integrity. So those are the 5 main ingredients. If you implement these in your life, you'll be off to the races to creating whatever life it is that you want. You'll be curating your days. You'll be choosing how you think and feel and what you do. It's so empowering. And if you want help building these 5 muscle groups, that's exactly what High Noon is all about. It's about building honesty, accountability, grace, integrity, and courage. We have groups where you can practice honesty and integrity. We have accountability partners. We have everything. So all you need to do to go to our website, the link is below, and sign up for a group. Sign up for an accountability partner, and guess what? You will be fortifying your ability to live as you choose instead of as a slave to some terrible habit that's stealing your time and energy and your potential. You got this. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you in the next video.